Hey, welcome to the Original Brew Collective podcast. My name is Ben, and sitting next to me is Robert. And this podcast, we are just reviewing different beers, and as well as talking about different topics. But just a precursor and a warning: we are not beer professionals at all, and we're not beer connoisseurs at all. And but we are just two friends who really just enjoy drinking beer together. And so, yeah, we're just going to be talking about different beers on here. This is our first one, and it's exciting.
It's going to be a learning process.
Yeah.
Like he said, we love beer, but we don't know everything there is to know. And so we're going to be learning on this podcast, I think, as well, as we try several different beers. So we hope that you want to listen and watch and learn with us.
Yeah. So to kind of set the how big of fans of craft beer we are, I just wanted to ask you a question up front. What is the longest you've ever waited for a release of a beer?
Definitely would be Moxa Brewing out of Rocklin, California. They're actually, shout out, their 1 year anniversary of festivities are happening this weekend. But I waited in line for 5 hours one time. And that was just the line. So I got there at 6 a.m. They open at 11. And then, once they open the doors, it takes a little while to even get in those doors. So probably close to 5.5 hours. And I was not the first one in line either. And they even had releases prior to that. I know the lines for them have dwindled down a little bit. There's still, a lot of hype behind them. They, for great reason, they brew incredible beers. But when they first opened, they had lines. People would get in line at 2 a.m. So there was a lot of anticipation for Mox's opening, and right after they opened.
Mm-hmm. I remember you telling us that you did that, and at first we were just like, I can't believe he's doing that. But after you told it, I thought it sounded super fun.
Yeah, I mean, it seems I've told people, and they're like, oh, man, you're crazy. Why would you do that? That seems silly for, just one bottle of beer, however many you're going to get. But really, I met a lot of people. It's fun. People bring a ton of, bottles and cans, and they share. You're all best friends waiting in that line, to be honest.
Yeah.
Everyone's just hanging out. They're asking if you want to try this beer or this other one, and they're just, no worries. Everyone's just sharing and caring. So
yeah,
it's a really cool experience. It's like a little, almost like a tailgating in line for these releases.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
I want to go to one. That'd be fun.
Yeah, they're definitely fun.
So each episode, we're gonna just start it off by talking about three different questions. And so we'll just kick it off with the first one. And so, Robert, what is the last beer that you drank?
Last beer I had was a brew from Foreign Objects in Stratford, Connecticut. It was actually the first I've ever had from them, and it was the last beer I've had. And I didn't fully know what to expect. I loved it. Oh my gosh. So that was Fascination Street by Foreign Objects. And it was, it blew my mind. It starts off pretty bitter, but that quickly subsides, and it's just super smooth, super juicy finish to that one. That was really good. Yeah. How about you?
The last beer that I drank was a sour, actually, and it was from the brewery Mraz Brewing in Folsom. In Folsom, which they do a lot of sours, and it was their pineapple sour. I think it's just called pineapple sour. I guess.
I think you're right. I think I know which one you're talking about. It has it's like a SpongeBob theme on the can. Yeah. That's a good one.
So it was good. Yeah, and so that was the last one I had, and I actually kind of just started. I feel like I just started getting more into sours. Mm-hmm. I think you brought it over one time, the blueberry brunch bonanza or something.
That was a really
there's
good
4B
one.
names in it, but after
that was Alvarado Street, I believe.
Yeah, it was. And then also when we went to Rare Barrel and we had the sours there in Berkeley.
Yes, if you were a fan of sours, first of all, I know Ben mentioned Mraz. Mraz is really good. They're known for their sours, but the Rare Barrel, very good. Very good.
So
did you say Berkeley? It's in Berkeley.
Yeah, Berkeley. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're known. They specialize. I think they only do sours there, and they'll have guest taps. So they actually, when we went, they had guest taps from the East Coast. So I think they had Trillium. PM Dawn, if I recall correctly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I
PM Dawn
remember
from
that.
Trillium. Yeah, and so that was something that I'd never gotten my hands on before. So it was really cool going there in anticipation of having these incredible sours, which they definitely were, but also being able to try Trillium, something I've been wanting to have. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because before then I wasn't huge into sours, but then I mean, I was getting more into it, but after going there and then after having that sour from Alvarado, and then having the I don't know, I've just been wanting sours more. I've found myself wanting them more.
That was the first time I'd ever had a dark sour, actually, was at the Rare Barrel. And that was one of my favorites. I wish I could recall the name, but I know they have a few when we were there, but it was the first one of the first ones I ordered was a dark sour, and that was my first time having one, and yeah, it was killer. That was super good sour, yeah.
It's good stuff. Sweet. All right, let's go to the next question. So this one will change each week, and it's just kind of your favorite fill in the blank right now. And so this week we're going to talk about stouts. We'll talk about different IPAs and different types of beers. But right now, what is your favorite stout right now?
My favorite stout that I've had, up until today, this moment, would have to be Pastry Method from Moxa, actually. I missed the release. But I was able to get it. I was fortunate enough to get it in a trade that I did, and yeah, that one blew me away. It was actually a collaboration beer with Horace Aged Ales in Southern California, and their head brewer, their owner, I believe, I'm blanking on his name at the moment, but they call him the Professor Pastry. Yeah, just because he's known. He's like, top notch for pastry stouts. And so he came to Moxa and Rockland and brewed with them and made this collaboration beer, Pastry Method. And if there's some still out there and you can get your hands on it, go. Get it. Make that trade. I actually, this weekend, I saw that they're going to retap it. They don't have any bottles left, but they're going to retap it. Yeah.
Dang, that's exciting.
I'm pretty pumped about that.
I bet it'll be slammed.
Oh my god, it's going to be crazy. They have archived bottles that they've been holding on to from previous releases that they're also going to be
cool
letting go of this weekend. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of people. They're going to be really busy this weekend.
Yeah. So my favorite stout right now, and I ask right now because it's always changing. For me, it is. It's like the last. I don't know. There's always something new comes around, and it's just you forget what you had. But right now, at least, it is. I would say Malo Blaster and by New Glory, and also they collab with Moxa as well. Not surprising because Moxa is coming out with incredible stouts and incredible beers. But it was like nothing I've ever had before. I don't think I've really. When I was drinking, I was like, I just feel like this is a new taste to me. It was just so good. So
yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, that was a really good one.
Yeah. So and also that made me think like, if any of you are like gluten intolerant, you can drink at Moxa, which is super cool.
I'm glad you said that. I forgot about that. Yeah. They don't necessarily claim to be gluten free, just to be clear, but they do advertise, and they actually, I feel like it's fairly recent that they started actually saying this on like their social media platforms and stuff. They started identifying as gluten reduced. I think that the reason they don't say gluten free officially is because of I think there's some requirement you have to submit their beer or something or get it certified. But they do add, I believe, an enzyme that extracts the gluten. So we have friends with celiacs and they're allergic to gluten. And
I mean, so many people now.
Yeah, and it's like more and more common. But they are friends. We have friends that we can go with now, and whenever we go to any other brewery in the area, they can't drink, so they'll kind of just hang out with us. But at Moxa, they can actually drink, and it's really good beer.
It's super. Yeah, I mean, you can't tell at all.
You can't tell the difference.
It's just everything that they have is so good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, so the next question before we get into our first review is, what beer are you looking forward to trying next?
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, I have a trade in the works. In the next couple days, I'm going to be sealing the deal, but I'm going to be getting some Great Notion, a variety of a mixed 4-pack of Great Notion. And so one of the ones I'm most excited about trying is their Blueberry Muffin, which is a blueberry sour. So I'm really excited. I've had Great Notion in the past, and they've never disappointed. So I'm really excited about Blueberry Muffin. Nice. Great Notion. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And they're located in Portland, Oregon.
Yeah. Dude, they're their stuff is so good.
Yeah, it is.
That's so exciting. My beer is mostly a brewery. I really want to try. I haven't had any Treehouse Brewing, but I have seen the hype around it, and so I really want to try it. And
the hype is real.
The hype is real, dude. I really want to try it. And like, if just on Instagram, if any like hashtag that you search that has anything to do with craft beer, you're gonna see Treehouse Brewing. So
it's almost a guarantee.
Yeah,
like these days.
So I really want to try it. There's not really one that specific. I just want to try it. So
yeah, it lives up to the hype. I've only had 2 Treehouse, and I got those through trade. You know, they're on the East Coast.
I know East Coast, but do you know what city or?
Boston, maybe?
I was going to say Boston.
But don't quote us on that.
Yeah.
In that area.
We're not professionals.
Yeah, we're not professionals, but it's in that region.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've only had the opportunity to try Julius, which is one of their really popular ones. I mean, all their beers are really popular, but Julius, I've seen that a lot. I was able to get my hands on that one. And then one of the Brights. I believe Bright is a series, so they mix it up. I don't know if that's just different variations of the hops or what they do for that, but I've been told it's a series, and so I was able to have one of the Brights, and that was really good.
Nice.
Yeah.
I need to get my hands on some of their beers. So we're gonna go into our review today of the beer that we're drinking. So you want to tell us about what we're gonna drink?
Why not? Yeah. Today we are going to be cracking open One Giant Leap from Alvarado Street Brewing. They have actually 2 locations, Salinas, California, and Monterey. I think that they brew everything in Salinas. Like I said, we're not experts, so don't quote me on that, but I'm almost 100% sure. But they do have those 2 locations, so you can go to either and get their beer. But it's a triple New England, so triple hazy IPA. We're really excited to crack into this one and see how it is, because they're known for their incredible IPAs at Alvarado Street. So yeah, let's crack it open.
Yeah, let's open it up.
Let's do it. So for those of you who are listening with us but not watching at the moment, we're going to be diving into One Giant Leap, a triple IPA coming from Alvarado Street Brewing Company, coming in at 10% ABV, so alcohol by volume, and they do not provide us with the IBU level. If you're not watching, then you can't see, but it's pretty cool can art. We have a floating astronaut. Looks like he's floating towards a prism of light. A really cool label. Really great brewing company. So we're excited to see how this one tastes.
All right, let's taste it. Let's see how it is. Cheers, man.
Salud.
Oh my gosh, it smells so good. It smells so good.
Man, that smells really juicy.
The color of it is
so nice. What are you getting on that? The smell.
Well, definitely juicy.
Yeah, I'd say like a little citrus. I mean, not a little. You're getting citrus for sure, but I'm having a hard time like identifying. Like, is it just orange or? I mean, also like a little bit sweeter.
I definitely smell. Oh, man,
almost a little bit like maybe like a little pineapple or something on this one, but I'm getting like some citrusy orange and something like
smells
pineapple or something.
Amazing.
I don't know. But it smells incredible.
Actually, I don't know why. Like, I just wasn't expecting it. I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting.
It tastes as good as this smells.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Huh.
It is really good.
It does taste as good as it smells.
It does.
Friends. The mouthfeel on this one, it's a little heavy, but it's like
good.
I mean, it's a triple, so you kind of anticipate
I was
that.
Expecting
so
that.
It's not a surprise at all. And I honestly prefer, like, if this were to be too like light.
It is kind of weird when like there's triples that are like, this is a triple. It doesn't taste. It tastes. I don't know.
I mean,
I know what you mean.
Not that necessarily it doesn't taste like a triple, but if it's too, it's not like thick enough. It's kind of, like for a stout. Like, I don't want my stouts to be too like watery mouthfeel. You like that thickness.
Yeah.
But yeah, this definitely is a little thick, and it's good.
It definitely, like, you can. I know, because we were saying citrusy. It does taste pretty citrusy.
Yeah, and you could taste it's a triple.
Yeah,
like, it has
for sure.
Definitely right away, as soon as it touches your tongue, you have that bite.
Mm-hmm.
Then it definitely smooths out.
Yeah, it's definitely a smooth finish, for sure. Gosh, it's so good.
I mean, fully through, you get the bitterness, actually. At least I am. That bite, all the way down.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, there's like layers to this one.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah. It is like, it's kind of hoppy at first too, but then I don't know. For me, that's kind of what it tastes like, but then it's smooth when I'm finishing it. I don't know. It's so good. It is so good. Man.
Yeah, I'm excited to keep drinking this one.
Okay, so another part and what we mentioned for this podcast is that we're just going to be talking about different topics while drinking the beer, while continuing to review it. And and the topics, they're just kind of things that you would talk about at a brewery. Is kind of like what we're thinking, like things you would go out to a brewery and talk about with your friends there.
Brewery talk.
Yeah, brewery talk.
So it's just you drinking beer and brewery talk.
Yeah. And so we thought for this first one, just as a way that you guys can kind of like get to know us a little bit more, is talk about our favorite movies and why.
I feel like this is always a tough question.
It is.
Like you're trying to you're at like an event or something and they do icebreakers like a work event or something, and you're trying to get to know people. I feel like that's one where I'm like, I don't know, like so many movies. There's so many great movies out there. But top three, you know what? I know what I'll start with. One really, in my opinion, I thought it was a really good movie, was The Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that?
Mm-hmm.
You've seen that one, right? Yeah.
Such a good soundtrack.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, so reasons why.
Sorry, was that
No, that's a reason why. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ben's over here supporting me. The soundtrack, first of all, is great. It's starring. I don't know that many people who have seen this movie, but it's starring Ben Stiller. And was directed by Ben Stiller. And prior to this movie, he was more in comedies. Meet the Parents, Meet the Fockers, and Along Came Polly. But this one, it was, I mean, there's some laughs in it, but it was a more serious role. And if you haven't seen it, it's about, I don't want to give too much away, but it's about adventure and getting out of your comfort zone and exploring the world. And being he's kind of pushed out into that.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely makes you want to travel. When I walked out of the theater for that one, I wanted to just kind of see the world. Like it was I mean, it was definitely inspiring.
Yeah.
Really good movie, in my opinion. But like I said, I don't know too many people who have seen that one.
I've seen it. It was good.
Thanks, Ben.
What I can remember from it too, obviously like the travel, but then Adam Scott, who's in Ben in Parks and Rec.
Oh yeah,
is in it, and he's just like such a jerk in it.
Yeah, he's a douche.
I feel like in every single movie,
Kristen Wiig is in it too.
Is she? Oh yeah, she is.
A smaller role, but she has a role in it, and she's good too.
Yeah. For whatever reason though, Adam Scott, like in Parks and Rec, he's like the super nice guy, but then in like every other movie, he's like such a jerk.
Yeah,
I don't know why. Like in Step Brothers and everything.
He plays a good a-hole.
Yeah, that is a good movie though.
Yeah. Oh, and Sean Penn has a very small part in it.
The photographer.
Sean Penn is a badass in that movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's a really good movie. Matrix, the first Matrix. So I'm not the biggest fan of the entire trilogy, but the first one I remember seeing that and being blown away, by the action and this, everything that went into that movie like blew my mind, like the slow motion and everything. I thought that was the coolest thing, and that's a movie that I can watch over and over again. And after seeing it years later, it obviously doesn't look as realistic when they're like moving so slow and dodging bullets.
Yeah,
but it's really cool and still really well done. Starring Keanu Reeves and I'm forgetting the other actors' real names.
Yeah.
Definitely worth seeing. I feel like most people have seen that movie.
Yeah.
If you haven't, see it. Super good action movie. Love it. It was directed by the Wachowski brothers, I believe, who, fun fact, are now the Wachowski sisters.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they rocked it in that movie.
I'm trying to just think of what Morpheus' name is. I feel like I know it. It's
he is in
Fisher or something.
You might be onto it. I don't know. He's in several other movies. He's not like an A-list celebrity, I would say. But you see him and you're like, oh, that guy. Yeah, I know him. So that, and this is no particular order, by the way. So both those movies are, in my opinion, fantastic. And then I hope I don't get too many laughs on this one. I really liked La La Land.
Yeah.
I thought it was really well done.
It was good.
The music in it was really good. I'm a huge fan. Like, I really appreciate music. And so I thought the soundtrack was incredible. I don't dance. I can't dance. Like, it's embarrassing. Like, at weddings, I'm super uncomfortable, kind of just
No, dude, you're good.
trying. But the dancing was really great. The choreography. Fun fact for that one, actually, my kind of cousin, this girl I grew up with my entire life, her cousin is a really big choreographer. And so, like, I'm watching the movie and I see her. Her name is Galen Hooks. Yeah. No relation to me, but this girl I grew up with, it's her cousin. And I was watching the movie and she was randomly in this scene.
Really?
I was like, oh, crap, I know her.
What?
Yeah, so that was pretty cool.
That is cool.
From what I know, she's pretty well known in the choreographing dance community. But dancing was, great. Music was great. And then, to top it off, the acting. I think Emma Stone won Best Actress, I think, that year for that role.
I think she did.
Believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then there was that whole thing with
really good.
Best Movie, like they said Moonrise Kingdom, but it was actually La La Land, I think, right?
It might have been the other way around.
It might have been. Oh, I think
they maybe said, because La La Land,
remember.
I believe, was winning a bunch of the movies or a bunch of the awards. But yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right that they accidentally read the wrong name, and then so it was kind of an awkward situation. But I remember the people involved, were really played it off really. They played off really well.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, but. Yeah, those would be my three.
Solid.
Just thinking now, I'm sure there are so many other movies that I love, Inception and all these other movies, but those are three standouts for me for sure. Yeah, how about you?
Well, I would say, just you kind of mentioned it, but I feel like for me, like a favorite movie would be something that I can like come back to and watch over and over. And either like notice something different or like enjoy it just as much as the time that I watched it before. And I don't like repeat watch anything really. Like I just don't like doing that. I don't know why. Like I just want to watch something new every time. And if I read a book, I don't want to read the book again. But anyway, so the movie for me that I can watch like over and over again every time would probably be Catch Me If You Can. And I
have never seen that movie.
So it's with Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hanks. And I don't really know. It's not necessarily like the style of movie that I watch a lot, but it's like, I don't know. It's just this grand adventure. It's based off a true story, and I can just watch it over and over again. I think I've probably watched it like 10 times, which for me is a lot. It's one thing when you're a kid and watching like Disney movies and you just watch the same one just over and over. But so Catch Me If You Can every single time.
I'll have to check it out then.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
It's really good. The second one, and I don't know a lot of people who have seen it. I think a lot like kind of older people than us. It was more popular back then, back in the day, but would be Dead Poets Society.
Oof. I've seen that one. Yeah. That's a really good movie.
It's a good movie, for sure.
Captain, my Captain.
I know.
Gosh.
Yeah, so
I want to stand on this table right now.
Yeah.
And just like, oh, Captain, my Captain, and beat my chest.
Yeah.
And salute. Like,
it's such a good movie.
If you haven't seen it, you don't know what I'm talking about. Watch that
movie.
Well,
that's just like a classic. Like,
yeah.
Such a popular scene in a movie.
Actually, my iPhone, I have Siri programmed to call me like her. She knows me as the Captain, my Captain. Yeah, so
that's funny.
I do really enjoy that movie.
Yeah. So this is like a little. Okay, so I'm not like this huge. I don't cry a lot. Like I'm not a huge crier. Like in anything. Like I cried.
Don't let him fool you. He's a softie.
I cried when my wife walked down the aisle. I cried when my daughter was born. But for some reason, in movies like get to me. So like I cry a lot during movies for whatever reason. And Dead Poet Society, I think I might have been like the first time I watched it, I was probably in just like some like emotional state or something. But I think I cried like 4 times.
Beers too deep watching Dead Poet Society.
It was snowing. I was home alone, and I think I cried like.
It was snowing. You said
it was. So it was when I was living in Washington.
One too many beers. First snow of the winter.
It was
watching Dead Poet.
It was very romantic by myself. But so I think I cried like 4 times, and I don't know. It just had this huge like impact on me. It was just a great movie, and Robin Williams was in it.
Yes,
he was incredible. Yeah. Ethan Hawke and some other actors.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good actors in that movie. And they're really young because this is an older movie. Was it the 80s?
I don't know.
Definitely
probably
an older movie.
Yeah,
but really solid.
Plus, I really like
solid cast.
Every time like I watch like an older, well, like an 80s style movie, I just like love the style that it is.
I went through a phase where I would, when Blockbuster was still a thing, where I would go to Blockbuster like every week.
I would too.
And I would kind of just browse and look up
fun.
for movies that I'd never seen but I'd heard of, like they had, they were really popular in like the 80s or the 90s, and I just grew up and I didn't see them, so I wanted to watch them. And that was actually how I watched Dead Poet Society.
Really?
Yeah.
R.I.P. Blockbuster.
Yeah, R.I.P. Blockbuster.
Now there's just like endless amounts of content that you just scroll through and can't decide because there's just too much. It's just insane.
Yeah.
But so Dead Poet Society, catch me if you can. And I'm gonna cheat a little, and just it's a series, but I would probably say the Harry Potter series. I can't.
Okay.
My favorite movie from that series would probably be Goblet of Fire, which is the fourth one. It's when they do the games. And
that was
everything.
with Twilight.
Oh yeah, Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson was in that one.
Yeah. He was.
Yeah.
Yeah, spoiler alert. If you haven't seen it, he dies.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't
going to say that.
Yeah, but so he's in it, but I just that's my favorite one, and my wife and I, and we're just like huge Harry Potter fans. I don't know.
Two things. First of all, this beer, I keep having to take smells of it.
Like, I know. I smell it every
really
time.
Good. And it is starting to taste a little bit different. I feel like the bitterness isn't following all the way through anymore. I'm getting a little more citrus, a little more fruity now than the bitterness overall. But so back to the discussion.
Yeah.
All right, this beer is very good. Once again,
good.
we're drinking Alvarado Street's One Giant Leap, that triple IPA, New England style, hazy, northeastern, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, really solid beer.
I have a Harry Potter story.
Okay.
So Robert was with me, and we had planned, it was like Halloween, I think a couple of years ago, or like around then. We went to Universal Studios.
Yes.
Remember? So we were all camping, and like the plan was to go to Harry Potter World. And so my wife is probably like a bigger fan of Harry Potter than I am. Like, she is a very big fan of it. I mean, I like it.
Test.
So she told me, this is what she told me. She said that all of our friends that we were like, and it was around Halloween, so I guess it wasn't that.
It was October, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, I think we came, I don't know, we left after a Halloween party to drive down there or something. But anyway, so she said that we were going to be like dressing as Hogwarts like students, and like in our house and everything. And I'm like, okay, cool, like let's do it. But I was under the impression that all of us were, and there was 9 of us that went, or 8 or 9 of us that went. And it was the morning that we were driving there, and we were getting ready, and I put on my Hogwarts student outfit, and I like walk out, and no one else is in a student, and I'm like, wait, like
I think everyone was wearing I was wearing just a t-shirt.
Yeah, with like the glasses on.
Glasses and the thunderbolt that my wife had literally drawn on a t-shirt for me, because I wasn't going to buy a t-shirt.
Yeah.
And then I think she made her own sweatshirt that was she drew on, and then then there was you.
Yeah. And we were in these, and I was like, wait, I thought everyone was wearing Hogwarts students' outfits. Like, what the heck? So I had to go to Universal Studios dressed up as a student, and
you weren't the only one there.
No.
Yeah,
People were like decked out.
There's some Harry Potter fanatics there. Obviously, it's the Harry Potter. What is it? Harry Potter World, Harry Potter Land,
Harry Potter World, I would say.
Harry Potter World. I think you're right.
But I was a little jealous of your shirt. I mean, I love Harry Potter, but I didn't need to dress as a student. I don't know.
It was funny.
It wasn't necessary.
I mean, he definitely made us look pretty weak as far as Harry Potter fans go.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not the biggest Harry Potter fan. I do like the movies. To be honest, I wasn't the biggest fan when they started off. I was like, the acting's not that great, kind of kiddish.
Mm-hmm. Well, the first one, yeah.
Yeah, and those were all they were all new actors, and that's also why. So it's not like I think that they all sucked or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I think those movies, that whole series, definitely progressed. And I really liked the last few. They just started progressively being better actors, but they got darker and darker and darker. And
you like the dark stuff, man.
Like the dark stuff.
It is good. It does get better.
Yeah, but I think they definitely progressed. My favorite one is the second to last one. So is it the Deathly Hallows Part 1? Part 1.
That's actually not a popular opinion.
Really? That's my favorite one.
Yeah, I really like that's probably my second favorite one. But for like, I would talk to people and they would say that they didn't really like that one,
Really?
for whatever reason. But I thought it was so.
It was great
good.
character
and
development.
good acting too.
It was good.
Yeah, I agree.
And I liked how it ended too. Like even for those movies, you're kind of frustrated sometimes when it's like broken into part 1, part 2. I thought that did it. I mean, it was kind of like you're like, oh crap, like I want to see the rest, but they did it well, so you were excited for the next one, but they didn't really leave you hanging, and that's one of the reasons why I like that one. And,
yeah, it was super good. Hey, those are mine. Those are my favorite movies.
Those are some good movies.
Yeah.
Dead Poet Society, man. I'm kind of bummed that I didn't say that one or think of it. Damn.
That's just. I mean, I cried 4 times. Like, what's wrong with me?
I mean, there's nothing to feel bad about. It was the first fall of snow of winter.
That's
you
true.
You had a few beers.
That's true.
I would be weeping the whole movie.
Yeah. Dang. Well, this beer is amazing.
Yeah, I'll say it for I think the 3rd time, maybe 4th. Alvarado Street, crushing it. They're known for their IPAs. They do brew other stuff, so I don't want you to think when I say they're known for their IPAs, it's all they make. They do branch out. They try other styles.
We just had
In fact, they just released like a porter. Like they just released a porter. I believe it's a porter. Could have been a stout. It's a porter, I think. But yeah, so I want to try that one. I want to try branch out and try more of their stuff. But I've had a lot of their IPAs, and I don't think I've ever had one that I was disappointed about. But
No.
this one, I feel like you don't really come by a triple very often in the New England style. And this one, they knocked it out of the park. This was a really good IPA.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's good. I mean, the smell is, when you pour it, you stick your nose in it. It's just so good. And then, yeah, I was talking about the mouthfeel. It's like on point with, how heavy it is and thick it is. And then just the flavors. Like it's not, for a triple, it's not like overly bitter and stuff. You could tell it's, a little bit higher content.
Yeah.
But,
yeah,
the juiciness and citrus and the fruits mask it quite well. Yeah, it's a really good beer.
Yeah, really good flavor. So we're gonna keep drinking this, and this is kind of what the episodes are gonna look like. We're just gonna talk about different topics like brewery talk, like we said, and just to throw this out there, if you are on Instagram, you can follow us, and our handle is @OriginalBrewCollective, and we're just posting content and pictures of different beers that we're drinking and beers that we're enjoying. And so if you want, you can go ahead and follow us there. But thanks for listening. And
feel free, like if you follow us, we're going to be posting photos of and pictures of beers. Not all we're gonna. There's more than just what we're reviewing on here.
Yeah.
So you'll find a lot more. We're pretty active on there on getting content out. So follow us. Feel free to message us, reach out, ask questions. If you see a beer that you're interested in getting your hands on and you haven't been able to find it, maybe it's an East Coast, comment. That's how I do my trades. I find a beer, I'll comment on it saying I'm in search of it and what I'll be willing to trade for, and people will get back to you. If they have that can and they want something that you have to offer. That's how I was able to get my treehouse.
Yeah.
That was through that, and that's how I was able to get Great Notion. But yeah, sorry. Like Ben said, follow us on Instagram. Don't be shy. Be a friend.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And we're gonna keep on drinking this incredible beer, Alvarado Street.
Definitely.
Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers.